All right, section 1.2 is called grouping symbols, and it's a lot like section 1.1, except it introduces a couple new symbols, I think the brackets and the fraction division bar. So just as a review, PEMDAS is the acronym for order of operations. P stands for grouping symbols. You have to do those first. E, exponents. The MD means you multiply or divide whichever comes first as you work from left to right. AS means addition and subtraction, and you're going to do whichever of those comes first as you move from left to right. Now, different types of grouping symbols. Parentheses are the ones you're probably most familiar with, or you might use brackets in a similar way. The absolute value bars are also grouping symbols. So whatever is inside an absolute value, that operation has to come before your exponents, your EMDAS. Then you have the fraction bar, which is a grouping symbol as well. Now the fraction bar means that you have to treat the numerator as a unit and the denominator as a unit, and whatever operation is in the numerator has to be done, and whatever operation in the denominator has to be done before you can do any dividing. So doing the numerator, I have to add the 12 and the 4 to get 16, and then I add the 3 and the 2 to get 5. So I end up with 16/5. That might seem kind of obvious, but sometimes what happens is, usually when there's variables involved, people want to do this. But I'll show you with numbers. Sometimes people will see the 12 and the 3, and they'll say, well, 12 is divisible by 3. So I can divide 12 by 3 to get 4, divide 3 by 3 to get 1, and then 4 and 2 are both divisible by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So they'll try to simplify or divide vertically before they do the numerator operation or the denominator operation. And if you were to do this, you would get 6 over 1, or 6. But this is incorrect. You have to work out the numerator first and the denominator first. So this is illegal math. It's incorrect. All right. Now I've already written out the example problems to save a little bit of time. Example 1, just like the last section, there's two kinds. You have the simplify expressions problems, and then you have an evaluate expression type of problem. So simplify, in this case we have, for PEMDAS, we have two kinds of grouping symbols. We have the brackets on the outside and then the parentheses on the inside. So you want to do this inner parenthesis first. You get 13. Then I'm going to rewrite. Okay, but I'm still on the P, so 52 divided by 13 is 4. And 18 minus, this is what's left. I don't really need to put these brackets here, but 18 minus 4 is 14. So that took me through this whole process. All right, example number 2. Make sure I'm on here. All right, we don't have any grouping symbols, but I'm gonna write this down. So I don't have to worry about the P, there's no exponents. Now MD, whichever comes first, left to right. As I move left to right, the first thing I hit is a multiplication operation. So I have to do that first. Divided by 8, 19 minus 7 plus. Okay, but I'm still on here because now I have to do the division. 24 divided by 8 is 3. 19 minus minus 7 plus 3. So I'm finished with the multiply divide. Now I can do the add subtract, whichever comes first, left to right. So it's tempting to add the 7 and the 3, but as I work left to right, the first thing I hit is the subtraction. So I have to do 19 minus 7, 12 plus 3 now. Now I can go ahead and add. And I get 15. See, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this. It's a little bit better. Example number 3. This is an evaluate problem. So I just need to plug in the values, the numerical values, into the variables. Y is 4, x is 3, and then denominator, 4 plus 3. Then I have to do the numerator and the denominator separately before I can't, in other words, I can't cancel these 2's right away or these 4's. I have to do this whole operation first. Okay, so 4 plus 3 comes first. That's 7, so I get 2 times 7. In the denominator, I have to multiply before I can add. 8 plus 3, and I get 14 over 11. I can't reduce that. That's as far as I can go. All right. Sample number 4. Also an evaluate problem. So let's see, I'm going to go over here. 4 times 3 plus 5 times 8 over 3 times 3 minus 8. Now, within the numerator, I multiply first before the addition, so 12 plus 40. In the denominator, I have to multiply first. That's 9 minus 8. And that gives me 52 in the numerator, 1 in the denominator. 52 divided by 1 simplifies to just 52. Example 5. All right, so I have, this dot means multiply, it's not a decimal. So 4 times 4 plus 5 times 5. I have to do the grouping symbol first, so that means this comes before the multiplying. Within the grouping symbol, I do the multiplying first. So 16 plus 5, then times 5. 16 plus 5, I'm still on the grouping symbol, that's 21 times 5. Now I can multiply, and that gives me 105. And last but not least, one more evaluation problem. In this case, so here we have 4 variables. The t is 6, so I'm plugging in 6 minus bracket 7 times 5. The biggest danger is plugging the wrong number into the wrong variable. Divided by y is 4 plus 3. All right, now I have to do the grouping symbols. The inner grouping symbol would come before the outer ones, so that's 7. I could multiply here, but I'll just do one piece at a time. I could also multiply here, but I'll just do that after. Okay, it's still within the grouping symbol, the brackets. So I'm going to multiply. I get 35 divided by 7. And it's okay if I go ahead and call that 12. I can do that. 35 divided by 7 is 5. 12 minus 5. Now I can subtract, and I get a 7.